me. Hey, excuse me. I work for Black Lives Matter.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I work for Black Lives Matter. I'm sorry that I scared you.
That's okay.
But since I work for that company, my CEO has told me to come out today and to bring you on your knees because you have white privilege. So if they see that a white person is getting on their knees, that shows solidarity for the situation. And could you just please apologize for your white privilege? Just apologize.
I am. I'm trying to think of the right words to say because that's a big thing to say.
It's big.
It comes from.
It's large in this country.
I'm incredibly sorry that.
You know, with this country, we have that President Donald Duck, that clown in office. You know, he's brought a lot of bigotry, and you're not a part of it, right?
No. God,
No. And so, you know,
Thank
just
you for letting me have a moment.
okay.
Where you going? Keep on walking, bro. It's over there. Yo, the whole crowd is going, oh, she's spitting in his face. She's spitting that boy's face.
What are y'all doing? What's going on? What are you doing? Hey, is somebody
anybody, God. We're just humbling ourselves before you.
Yes, Lord.
You brought the thunder and rain today, God, because Satan takes the L today. Father, in Jesus' name, you get the victory. Father, we ask for forgiveness from our black brothers and sisters for years and years of racism, of systematic racism. But we know he's getting God and he no longer can be here. In honor of his...
We're ready, guys.
You ready out here? Yeah.
Big boy toys.
It's all good here.
That is why I am taking immediate presidential action to stop the violence and restore security and safety in America. I am mobilizing all available federal resources, civilian and military, to stop the rioting and looting, to end the destruction and arson, and to protect the rights of law-abiding Americans, including your Second Amendment rights. Therefore, the following measures are going into effect immediately. First, we are ending the riots and lawlessness that has spread throughout our country. We will end it now. Today, I have strongly recommended to every governor to deploy the National Guard in sufficient numbers that we dominate the streets. Mayors and governors must establish an overwhelming law enforcement presence until the violence has been quelled. If a city or state refuses to take the actions that are necessary to defend the life and property of their residents, then I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem for them.
Hello and welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to True Reporting. It is the 2nd of June, and on today's podcast, we are seeing the storm in real time. Pallets of bricks being laid out strategically for protesters to throw. We're seeing acts of violence left and right, division, everything that the deep state playbook has to offer. We are seeing it, and now we are seeing the National Guard being deployed in virtually every city in the nation, guys. This is all-out war. This is an information war. This has become a race war, and this is what they want. It's anything goes leading up to the election. If we even have an election at this point, the next 5 months, my friends, will be bottlenecking into pure chaos. And my friends, I pray for each and every one of you living in a metropolitan city, living in the inner city. Be safe out there, my friends, because again, this is war. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to be on the front lines with each and every one of you, because where we go one, we go all. No matter what race, creed, and color that we are, we share this planet together, and together we will defeat evil in the long run. In the year 2020, guys, it's so important to keep your body healthy all the time. Collagen may be the closest thing we will ever get to a real fountain of youth, while also forming a wall of defense between your immune system and the rest of your body. The older you are, in fact, the more likely it's caught your attention, and for good reason. Many health experts now agree that consuming collagen is as crucial as it gets to renew and revitalize how you look and feel. After all, collagen is the most abundant protein in your body, and it's essentially the glue that holds you together. In fact, after age 20, people produce 12% less collagen in their skin each decade. For some, it's even a greater decline. This means that by the time you're middle-aged, you could be producing less than half of the collagen you did in your youth. Even worse, various lifestyle factors you may have been exposed to, like poor diet, smoking, pollution, stress, and excess sun exposure, can deplete your collagen levels even faster. So visit my page at www.healthwithtruereporting.com and secure your supply of the best collagen on the market I trust. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the podcast. All right, friends, it's good to have you aboard. Before we get into today's podcast, would you please go ahead and subscribe to my backup channel right now, True Reporting 2.0. I cannot reiterate that enough. If anything happens to this main channel, please go to True Reporting 2.0 right now and subscribe. Also, guys, would you please go ahead and be kind enough as to click the notification bell so when I upload a podcast or go live on my channel, you will be the first to know. And finally, friends, please leave a like on this video. A lot of work goes into this, bringing you real news. So again, click that thumbs up to support True Reporting. And with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and hop into today's podcast. This is True Reporting. So, coming at us from the Daily Mail, we can see here protesters have reported finding stashes of makeshift weapons. Videos from New York City, Kansas City, Dallas, Fayetteville, and North Carolina all appear to be showing piles of bricks unattended in the middle of protests. The footage has led to suggestions that the slabs were either planted by police or by extremists to overshadow peaceful protests after the death of George Floyd. Looks like it's set up to me, tweeted protest supporter and rapper Ice-T. Officials are investigating whether extremist groups have infiltrated the protest, and they most certainly have. We are seeing Black Lives Matter. We are seeing Antifa agitate and cause race wars. They are exacerbating the problem, and it has become a sick situation, as you could see from the intro video. Guys, these bricks are being planted. This is all part of George Soros and the scheme to cause more destruction. Because as you know, what did not work? CV didn't work. That is over. No one is social distancing. Hardly anyone is wearing masks. And it's so convenient that the ones who are wearing masks because of CV are now in complete anonymity. No one can see their faces, so anything goes, right? You can arrest You can arrest certain ones and they can be brought to justice. But a lot of these people are hiding within the shadows, covered in masks and glasses and hoodies, all carrying black backpacks. Nevertheless, this is a problem, and the National Guard has been called in to deal with it, because even though we have police officers out there, a lot of them are standing down because the mayors, the ones who were your elected officials in your blue liberal cities and states, are now standing down to Black Lives Matter. They are standing down to Antifa, and the problem is growing. I see it 2 blocks away outside my window, even in a state that I never would imagine this to happen in South Carolina, in a peaceful city. It's happening here. Friends, we are all children of God. We are all together in this. We should not be acting like this. And the agitators that are doing this, that are causing harm to businesses, to continuously stage shutdown, to furthermore cripple our economy that our president has created for each and every one of us to prosper. And remember that unemployment was at an all-time low. Jobs were there for everyone. You could lose a job. You could quit your job if you didn't like it just to find a better job. This is what we had going on. We had prominent rallies of 25,000 people, right? All of this was shut down to CV. Now CV doesn't work, and now what happens? We bring in race wars. All of this is propaganda. All of this is for division, and you know it if you are awake and realizing what's occurring right in your very backyard. So again, my friends, I cannot reiterate this enough. Please take care of the ones around you. We are neighbors. We are all together in this, and we are fighting evil to the depths. Remember, I told you time and time again, weeks ago, months ago, that in America it would become extremely dangerous for each and every one of us because the deep state are in their death throes, and it is happening in real time. I want to show you this. Speaking of bricks being laid about, coming at us from the Punisher. Please follow him at PunishedDim1776. This is from Nevada Patriot. Photos of bricks being unloaded in Dallas with police present found on Instagram. Look at this. Police monitoring. Then you have the forklift bringing bricks down off a back of a flatbed. We can see here. Look at this. They're monitoring it. Who knows who these two people are, but it's very suspicious to say the least. There we go. The bricks are being unloaded, strategically placed throughout cities so that agitators can now get them to throw through business windows, to throw at each other, right? People are being laid out. People are being killed by getting hit in the head with bricks. They're getting hit in the head with objects, Molotov cocktails, all sorts of weaponry. It is very dangerous, and I cannot reiterate this enough. Please be safe out there. Here are the bricks that are being planted. This is not by accident. We can see here the first comment, the Soros police to go along with his dance team. Absolutely. They are in on it too. Let's not get it twisted. There are good cops, there are bad cops, and the ones that are actually going against Americans and feeding the narrative and feeding the violence should be brought to justice. Check this out, guys. In real time, we can see here, check it out, pallets of bricks being laid out for agitators to take a hold of. Look at this. I know you've seen it. Again, no construction inbound. No construction anywhere found. Yo, we got bricks. Ladies and gentlemen, this is unprecedented. This is extremely dangerous. And I pray for each of you, again, who live in the inner city, who live in metropolitan cities. Please be safe out there. Check this out, guys. Coming at us from Julian's Rum, one of the best. Please follow him at Julian's Rum. He says, "Oh my God, why are cops in an alley unloading some bricks from their vehicle? Reported on Aiken, suspected to be in Boston. Can anyone please confirm this? This is not a joke. In real-time filming."
Are those fucking bricks? What the fuck are those?
Those look like bricks. Look, yeah, those are fucking bricks. What the fuck?
Very strange indeed, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Again, Julian's Rum, oh my God, they are in on it as well. Thus, the reason of bringing in the National Guard. We are going to be under martial law here very soon. And all I can say is, guys, is just stay off the streets. I would not protest. I would not get into the nitty-gritty of any of this because it is so dangerous. I wanted to bring a thread to you that you can show to your normie friends and help awaken them as to what is actually going on and why they are bringing in the National Guard, why Trump is having to step up. Because remember, he has placed the power reins into the hands of the governors. This is what he strategically did. Because again, if he did it on his own, he would be labeled as a dictator. Now the blame has been placed into the hands of fallen cities ran by crooked governors, crooked city councilmen, crooked mayors. They are the ones who are at fault. Now, they are the ones who should be voted out. Do your job. Again, my friends, President Trump and Q have told us that you cannot force someone into believing what is going on. You have to make them learn on their own. Now they are realizing, these business owners are realizing that why would we ever vote these people in who do not help us enforce our businesses, who don't protect us, who keep us shut down when CV is nowhere to be around. When you have 7,000 people who have been diagnosed with CV out of 33 million people in California, you continuously shut it down. You continuously shut down Michigan, Illinois, the Northeast. It is not right, my friends. Vote these criminals out or they will continue to burn your cities down. Companies and businesses, family-owned businesses that took people 25, 30 years to sustain an income for their family are now out of the job because they are not allowed to open back up. Not because of CV, but now because of the riots. It is a sick and twisted world we are living in, and it is all orchestrated by very, very evil people at the top. From the thread, I need to get into this. Carlos Azueta, please follow him at CO Sueta. He says, thread, and it is excellent, at Real Donald Trump, has told the governors, deploy the National Guard or I will send in the regular armed forces. No wonder Gretchen Whitmer was disturbed. Remember, she is the governor of Michigan. The regular U.S. military has been pre-positioned. I can tell you that now. I've been watching the transports. Our troops trained for this in February and in March. Not martial law, simply presence. Trump anticipated civil unrest and several steps ahead of everyone else. You're asking yourself, why didn't he do this sooner? And everything is in timing, and law and order is the responsibility of the governors. I think I speak for most Americans when I say that I am sick to death of hearing this. We must not let the rioting overshadow the peaceful protests in quotations. What are you protesting? Nothing is real. In theory, you saw an officer kill an unarmed black man. Also, that officer has now been arrested for third-degree manslaughter. He will face 10 years plus in prison and will also lose his job. Thus, justice was served and you continue to riot and destroy things. The cops make over 10 million arrests per year. In the process, they kill about 500 people nationwide. The same number of people murdered every year in Chicago that you hear nothing about. Chicago police, with more than 500 homicides, Chicago's violent death toll falls for 3 reasons. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office has found 510 deaths in Chicago in 2019 that were homicides. You are not seeing any of this. So really, stick to your fake outrage where the sun doesn't shine. George Floyd's dead body is a political prop. The 500 dead in Chicago every year aren't even that. I'm not going to tear out my hair and beg someone to burn down my house in atonement for what the cops did in Minneapolis. It has nothing whatsoever to do with me. And now I'm actually hostile to your demand that I respect protests. Sure, it's your right. Knock yourself out. I'll watch old music videos while you go out and scream I don't agree with the police unlawfully killing people. What a brave stance to take. Let me pause to wipe away a tear. You won't march for the dead in Chicago, though. Did you see the video of the 4 young black men trapped in a convenience store entrance when 3 other young black men opened the door and used them for target practice? Of course not. To survive, one man on the floor held his friend's dead body up as a shield. The whole entrance floor was a lake of blood. Nobody marching because you expect that kind of murder. You're okay with it. Hey, who am I to judge? So you've made your statement, and now you get to deal with the U.S. Armed Forces. One final thought to all gun owners. Don't even show your guns unless you intend to end a person's life. Just watch YouTube videos. Brandishing and even firing a weapon means nothing. Today's young people were raised on comic book garbage. They'll still attack you shouting, "Shoot me, bitch." Omaha, prosecutors said Monday that they will not charge the white Omaha bar owner who fatally shot a black protester this weekend after reviewing video of the incident and deeming it an act of self-defense. Protesters then began gravitating to the old market area where Skurlock had been killed. We will not let others antagonize us or scare us. We're also not going to accept people who degrade us as people, Tyrese Johnson, 20, told the Daily Beast. The younger Gardner confronted the group and showed that he was carrying a gun, Klein said. Suddenly, the video shows two of the young people charged at Gardner and knocked him into a puddle on the street, at which point he fired 2 shots he claimed were warnings. The duo ran off, and then James Skurlock jumps on the top of him. Klein said Gardner fired over his back and hit Skurlock in his clavicle, killing him. Here he is. Omaha bar owner will not be charged with the killing of a black protester. Showing the gun made the young idiots attack. We will not let others antagonize us or scare us, they said. We're also not going to accept people who degrade us as people. They feel entitled to destroy your property. Stop them degrades them. The only solution is to live where they respect law and order, and you can count on the cops to protect you. I ended up in a fight for my life with 2 homeless people on my property. The reason I didn't go outside with a gun was that I knew that then the cops would make an arrest, and they would arrest me for going outside and confronting them, and the male may have been black. If so, my house would be ashes by now. I didn't go outside to confront them. I had to confirm that the woman was back. There's no way to see where she sleeps by going outside. The male was standing beside my back door. My door opens inward, so he was able to ambush me. That was the first time I ever used my training, and it worked. The fight was over in seconds, and the homeless people will never be the same. The man had something in his hand, almost certainly some kind of cutting implement. He didn't expect me to close with him and attack from on my knees. One of the reasons I got the upper hand was that he spent a few seconds posturing and crowding. Yeah, bitch. That's right, bitch. What's up? What's up? Come on, bitch. I had time to pick up a chunk of a 1913 concrete block and use it. Only twice. Then that was enough. He was neutralized. When the woman attacked, she somehow ended up on the ground with her meth pipe up her nose. It was weird. Her mate must have accidentally stomped on her face while the pipe was up her nose. Nasty. At any rate, they left. You have to know your limits. Guns are not the great equalizer. Not anymore. Not in blue states or blue cities. Trump is doing exactly the right thing. And as I predicted, he will rebuild lost businesses in record time. And yes, I fully support him for doing this political gain. Democrats are allowing nationwide mayhem for political gain, and that is absolutely true. Trump obviously cares about us, but rebuilding is a shrewd political move, and it's good. 5 months to go before the election, friends. That's 5 months during which the Democrats will inflict more fatal wounds on themselves. There is no bottom for them to hit, but long may they plummet. The end. It's happening in your cities, in your neighborhoods, and it's devastating. Again, people who work 25, 30 years just to build a livelihood for their family are being absolutely destroyed, burned to the ground. Everything that they work for is completely gone and no one cares. People don't even know what they're writing for anymore. They're just doing it. It's sick and it's sad, and I pray for the people of America as well as you should too. Moving forward, this is unbelievable, friends. Pelosi lectures the President Trump to help the country heal as she clutches a Bible, refuses to condemn violent rioters. Refuses to condemn violent rioters. Whose side is she on? Is she on George Soros' side? Is she on Antifa's side? Of course she is. She gets paid for it. They want to shut us down. They want to shut down the economy again. They want to quarantine us from each other so that they can have mail-in voting. Nothing more, nothing less. It says here, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Tuesday clutches a Bible and read scripture in reaction to President Trump's remarks from St. John's Church. Like a boss, President Trump walked from the White House across the Lafayette Park to St. John's Church, which was set on fire by protesters Sunday night. Trump held up a Bible in front of the church. And what's so sick and sad, guys, is that the press tried to flip it to say that he was doing a photo op. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? Listen, guys, this president, it is unprecedented that a president walks through the front gates of the White House down the street to a church with people around him. Yes, he's protected, but they're 20 feet behind him. This is a true president that really cares about us, and the fact that people try to besmirch him and say that he was doing it for a photo op is unbelievable. What Nancy Pelosi is doing is a photo op. She's trying to besmirch what he was doing and try to just spin it, right? Spin the narrative onto him, and it's sick. It truly is sick. It says here, in an effort to one-up Trump, Patty Pelosi held up a Bible in response to Trump's bold move. The speaker read from the book of Ecclesiastes, I believe that's how it's pronounced, as she condemned America as racist. Of course she did. Last night when I saw the president hold the Bible, I was thinking of so many things in the Bible that would have been appropriate, Pelosi said. It's long overdue time for us to take some of that change that people were calling out for, Pelosi said, asserting the rioters had been largely peaceful. Are you out of your mind? Look at the intro video. Largely peaceful. People are being killed left and right. On if you're a black American, if you're Hispanic, if you're white, you're getting stomped out in the middle of the streets. Businesses are being burned down and looted. This is not peaceful. What world is she living in? People are scared. My parents, who are in their 70s, are terrified to go outside, and I know there's a lot of you that are as well. What world is Nancy Pelosi living in? She's delusional. And the fact that she's trying to one-up president instead of coming to terms with him and showing solidarity shows that she's un-American as the rest of them. Speaker Pelosi reads from the Bible in reaction to President Trump's Monday remarks. It's long overdue, she says, and that's the change that people are calling out for. Now, guys, a lot of people are asking, why is all this taking place? Why is all this bottlenecking into the election cycle? Because this is all out war. Remember what was happening right before all this took place. Remember, the unmasking of Flynn was taking place. We were actually coming out of quarantine so that the economy could start coming back. A lot of information about Obama, John Kerry, Hillary Clinton dealing with China and Ukraine and Russia was starting to come out. D-class was happening. Check this out. Why is all this being covered up now? Because this is a strategic chess move from the deep state. Remember, moves and counter moves in real time. Right now, today, Hillary Clinton must testify in an email case, the judge rules. A judge ordered Hillary Clinton to testify at a deposition for a lawsuit related to her use of private email servers. And it is for involving official business while working as Secretary of State under, you guessed it, Barack Obama. The order to answer questions from lawyers from the conservative advocacy group Judicial Watch pours yet more fuel on the long-standing fire of controversy over Clinton's private email server. That controversy arguably dealt her Democratic candidacy for the White House in 2016 a fatal blow and helped elect Donald Trump as president. It says here, a federal judge Monday ordered that Hillary Clinton to testify at a deposition for a lawsuit related to her use of private email computer server for official business while working as Secretary of State in the Obama administration. The order to answer questions from lawyers from the conservative advocacy group Judicial Watch pours yet more fuel on the long-standing fire of controversy over Clinton's private email server. That controversy cost her the White House in 2016. It is time to hear directly from Secretary Clinton, Judge Royce Lamberth said in his order issued in U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. This is a media blackout. You will hear nothing of this unless you dig it out on the internet. Why is that? Because the MSN is just as guilty as these people burning and looting and are destroying buildings and businesses out and about throughout these blue liberal cities. They are just as responsible. They are igniting the flames. They are igniting the tinderbox. Again, This is where Judicial Watch is suing the State Department over its handling of searches for Clinton's emails. As extensive as the existing record is, it does not sufficiently explain Secretary Clinton's state of mind when she decided it would be acceptable to practice and set up and use a private server to conduct State Department business, Lamberth wrote. Lamberth's orders on Monday limits questioning of Clinton to her reasons for using a private server and her understanding of state records management obligations. Where are those 33,000 emails, Hillary? Why did you bleach spit them? We have them, the NSA has them, and it's inevitable that this information is to come out. And you think that you can black out the media by causing race riots? We all know that you're a part of this. We all know who funded the Clinton Foundation. George Soros did, and other wealthy Democrats and people who are in office funded this. It is nothing more than a mafia, and this mafia is going out and down in flames. The judge barred Judicial Watch's lawyers from questioning Clinton and her former chief of staff at State, Cheryl Mills, about the preparation of talking points for the then United Nations Ambassador Susan Rice, September 16, 2012. The media appearances about the attack on the U.S. diplomatic compound in Benghazi. Remember, it's over. Why are we still talking about it? She's still screaming at it in the middle of a courtroom. No date yet has been scheduled for Clinton's deposition. Clinton lawyer Devin Kennel declined to comment. Guys, it's going to come out. She must testify in an email case, the judge rules, and again, media blackout. I believe something is occurring today, in fact, but I think, again, you're going to have to dig through the internet to find it. And finally, guys, I wanted to show you this before we do get into memes. Trump plans to use active duty military forces to deal with the growing protests. President Donald Trump on Monday promised to mobilize active duty military assets to deal with growing nationwide protests with or without the consent of local officials. Today, I have strongly recommended to every governor to deploy the National Guard in sufficient numbers that we dominate the streets, Trump said in a national address from the White House's Rose Garden. Mayors and governors must establish an overwhelming law enforcement presence until the violence has been quelled. If a city or state refuses to take actions that are necessary to defend the life and property of the residents, then I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem for them. You saw this in the intro video. It is going down. He means business. This is no more playing around. We are at war, guys. And I pray to God that no other lives are lost. Sadly, I do not see that as the outcome. Let's go ahead and hop into memes because I still have a lot to go through. All right, guys, welcome to the memes portion of the podcast. I do want to show you this. Find me a city on fire, and I will find you a Democrat mayor. De Blasio, Eric Garcetti. I'm not going to go through all these, but Jim Kenney, Democrat, Philadelphia, London Breed, San Francisco. Who else we got here? Libby Schaaf, Oakland, Mike Dugan of Detroit, John Cooper of Nashville, Ted Wheeler of Portland, Jack Young of Baltimore, and Keisha Lance Bottoms of Atlanta. All major metropolitan cities are on fire, and the mayor of these cities, which are on fire, are all Democrat. Coincidence? I think not. Vote them out or continue mayhem. Who is Grady Jonathan Page? Was Grady Jonathan Page arrested? And when was Grady Jonathan Page arrested? What was Grady Jonathan Page arrested for? Is this a mugshot of Grady? Are there more mugshots of Grady? Are mugshot laws constitutional? Who decides which mugshots are indexed? Why must mugshots remain public mugshots and public record? It says here, is this Grady Jonathan Page you know? And we could see here being arrested here for protesting. Guess what? This literally looks just like him. 6'2" male, black guy from Tacoma Park, Maryland. Here he is right here being arrested. Again, black book bag, black mask, wearing all black. Looks like he could be part of Antifa. Hey, look who he's having a nice little Christmas picture with. There they are. Tying it all together, ladies and gentlemen. Who are the enemies and who can be trusted? I can tell you this, they are all part of the swamp. And Donald J. Trump is saying that he is draining the swamp and the swamp is trying to fight back. But do not worry, because in the end, we will win. Here we go from Michael Kiesel. Outside of my hotel room in Indiana, pallet of bricks. More so, just being dumped in the middle of nowhere. Indiana, another place where riots were taking place. Check this out. This bus was stopped yesterday at Broad Street and 3rd due to obstruction of traffic. There was a suspicion of supplying riot equipment to rioters. Detectives then followed up with a vehicle search today and found that bats, rocks, meat cleavers, axes, clubs, and other projectiles were aboard this bus. And now the charges are pending from the Columbus, Ohio police. Again, we all know about my fellow Americans that the storm is upon us. He started off by saying, my fellow Americans, my first and highest duty as president is to defend our great country and the American people. I swore an oath to uphold the laws of our nation, and that is exactly what I will do. 809, 17 equals Q. Remember, 17, Q is the 17th letter of the alphabet. The president does deliver in comms. We all know that this is a military operation. Jordan Rachel, please follow her at Jordan Rachel. If the rioters are so far white supremacists, in quote, why are liberal Hollywood elites bailing them out? Because they're not far white supremacists. They are liberals. And again, I'm not trying to cause division. This is just exactly what it is. I'm not trying to sway you one way or the other. I'm just bringing forth the information that is given to me that I find is completely legitimate. So get this. What the hell is this? Is this real? Please follow Fearless Anon 17 at Fearless Anon 17. He says, what the hell is this? Is this even real? Soros Riot Dance Squad. Bringing this in. I have looked into this being absolutely photoshopped. It is not. We've had people look at this on 8kun and they for sure found out that this is actually true. These people are being bussed in and it says Soros Riot Dance Squad. These buses should be pulled over and everyone on board should be arrested as agitators. At Jordan _Sather_, please follow him on Twitter. One of the best. I don't particularly do mainstream religion. Too much dogma goes on there for me. But when it comes to Trump talk, taking a walk to St. John's Church and holding up a Bible, I fully support it. He's sending a message straight to those psychopath deep state Satanists who harm us all 100%. And then you have Pelosi mocking him, right? Goes to show you who's on our side and who isn't. At Pappy G45, please follow them on Twitter. Those who would normally hide in the shadows are forced now into the light. The fight to keep the lights off, which is what is happening now, is all that matters to them. Dark to light. God wins. Blackout Day 2020. Love and light. And where we go one, we go all. From at Education for Libs. Follow this man right now. Dylan is a great man. Dear Libs, do you honestly believe spontaneous, in quote, riots sprang up in 38 different cities with spontaneous identical shirts, masks, signs, chants, and pallets of bricks laying around? Remember, use your common sense. Please use logical thinking. This is orchestrated. Remember, social media blackout could be coming. The silent majority. This is from actually today, this morning. Expect comms, blackout attempts, POTUS's Twitter. Silent majority, no more. They've already been trying to silence the president on Twitter. Dark to light marker, June 3rd. That is tomorrow. Blackout is necessary. Remember, dates and comms do go together. So be aware tomorrow. I hope that we don't have a blackout nationwide. It could just be the internet. Then what happens, Thomas? Well, then he will be contacting us and reaching out to the American people through the media bias, going around that and using the emergency broadcast network directly to every American's phone. This is what he's going to have to do. And here we can see, last but not least, Nancy Pelosi, and you can see the statue right here. She is the queen of Antifa. You could bet your bottom dollar on that. She is up to no good, mocking the president, and we have got to stand up for justice, my friends, because in real time, the worst is yet to come. I feel it. I'm very nervous about what is on the rise because we still have 5 months until the election cycle, if we even have an election. See something, Say something. Remember, we are on the front lines for you. We are there together. Whether you are on the left, on the right, whether you're white, black, Hispanic, or Asian, we are in this together and we are fighting evil. We are bringing the evil into light in real time. Be safe out there. If you go and protest, please do not hurt anyone's buildings. Please do not put physical harm on anyone else around you. I would just say actually don't do it, just to be on the safe side. Guys, if you found this informative and you enjoyed it, guys, please subscribe to this channel. Please follow me on PayPal and Patreon. Support this channel. I'm on Twitter at TRUreporting. All the links are in the description box below. I greatly appreciate you following me on here, as you will receive real news. Again, my friends, we are all in this together. Pray for our president, pray for our nation, and pray for the people of this nation. I will talk to you all tomorrow, everyone. God bless each and every one of you. Goodbye. Guys, if you found what you just watched informative and you enjoyed it, then please subscribe to the TRUreporting family today. There are many ways to support this channel, like our Patreon link, our PayPal link, and our TRUreporting.us official website link in the description box below. Join the TRUreporting family today and be a part of history, because where we go one, we go all.